honestly, I just didn't see it coming, to be honest. I felt like it took the focus from her hair care spa to...
Which is beautiful.
Which is amazing.
Incredible.
Which is amazing to this kind of dark moment.
What was your reaction?
This.
He's a good man, Savannah. A good man. He's just in a bad situation right now, and he's trying to get out of it.
Girl, can we gossip? Ooh, can we gossip? Girl, can we gossip? I have tea, can we gossip? What's tea, Petty Bunch? Welcome back to another episode of Girl, Can We Gossip with the Petty One? I'm Nick, the Petty One, and we are back for another Gossip Girly Car Chronicle. Look, y'all, we are talking Real Housewives of Atlanta. Sweet 16 is it's a little sweet, it's a little sour, and it's a little sticky. Kenya Moore has found herself in a sticky ass situation, and I'm almost feeling like Tyra Banks.
Stop it! I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? Learn something from this. When you go to bed at night, you lay there and you take responsibility for yourself, because nobody's going to take responsibility for you.
Damn it, Kenya. You have to learn in this life, there are going to be people that are just triggered by your existence, your success, your je ne sais quoi, your just style, grace, class, sophistication. And they're going to try to twirl on you. And what happened in this latest episode is that your obsessed, crazed stalker, Brit Eady, she's been lightly tapping at your shoulder, trying to get your attention for all of these episodes, okay? And you have swatted her away like we do annoying gnats and flies and just insects that are just like aggravating the hell out of us. You have been quite successful in managing her and keeping her at bay. But baby girl, you then allowed this scallywag, this non-motherfucking factor to cause you to come up out of your hookup. And now we, the people, are creating content about why the hell you, a self-proclaimed queen, would allow a court jester to get you off of your throne. Now, in my most humblest of opinions, I feel like, again, bravo. I don't know who is scouting your talent, who is vetting your potential housewives, but whoever is doing it, they need to be fired because they clearly have not vetted these potential candidates thoroughly. Had they, we would not be dealing with single black female who should have been auditioning with Mona Scott Young and them over on Love and Hip Hop Miami, Love and Hip Hop LA, Love and Hip Hop New York, all of those things. Single black female does not belong on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I know y'all probably wondering, who is single black female? Brit Eady is single black female. She has been unhinged, uncensored, and she's kind of giving me, like I had said before, I said there was something about her that is giving me multiple personalities. And I feel like her personalities, they're starting to show their slips in this late episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. So Brit Eady, I want to double back to Brit Eady real quick. Brit Eady, bravo. And I feel like y'all knew that she was a fan, and I feel like Brit Eady, like all of us Real Housewives fans, watch these shows, and we have our favorites And then we have the girlies who get under our skin and we just sit back and wish like, damn, if I was on this show, I would show such and such. I would read her rights. Or I would, I would read her down. I would do whatever I need to do to knock her off her throne. I feel like Brit Eady has been a thirst bucket in watching this show, just salivating at the chance to get an opportunity to get on the show. And I feel like Kenya, again, there is something about Kenya's confidence, her classiness, what have you, that I feel like has triggered Brit Eady. And Brit may feel like she is on Kenya's level, or may even feel like she's above Kenya's level, and she probably had that attitude like, who this bitch thinks she is? Oh, let me get on that show and I'm gonna read her the riot act. I'm gonna show her who the real queen is. Been just sitting back watching, salivating at the chance to get on this show to show her whole ass, and she has done that. From the first episode, Kenya, I kid you not, could not even walk on the scene without this woman begging for her attention. And if you guys notice, just watching episode 1, Kenya spoke to everyone. She said hi, and the hi lingered. And so Brit just, hi, I'm Brit. Girl, she was gonna get around to get it to meeting you. The thing is, all of you ladies were in this circle it during that time trying to figure out what the hell y'all have in common to show us that, okay, yeah, even though we're just, some of us are meeting each other for the first time, some of us are reuniting because we haven't been in contact for whatever reason, we're trying to gain some type of common ground. So Brit, you were the one, Miss Single Black Female, to make mention, because we already knew Drew is going through a divorce, Kenya's going through a divorce. Kelly informed us that she's going through a divorce. Cynthia is just fresh off a divorce. So all the ladies are talking, oh, and Portia, fifth wife, going through a divorce. So Brit, you were the one to put it out in the atmosphere that, oh, you're going through a divorce, you're going through a divorce, you're going through a divorce, you're going through a divorce. So you actually put it out there to begin with, bringing up everyone, going through tumultuous times in their failing marriages. So you had on an engagement ring with no band. So that piqued Kenya's interest to make the comment about, oh, is this your second marriage, second situation, whatever, what have you. You guys remember what she said. I'm not going to say it verbatim because it is what it is. So that little comment right there just took you, just caused you to act a complete ass. I, again, in my most humblest opinion, don't believe that Kenya was actually trying to be shady to you, because first of all, she don't know you, and honestly, you really weren't worth her, worth her time. It's kind of like, oh, okay. And so you just had to take it to the extreme. And then you go and you tell your husband, and then you start getting all pumped and everything like that. And then again, you're begging for Kenya's attention. You have no, she hasn't hugged you. There's something about her snootiness. And I'm trying to figure out, Kenya, first of all, if you have watched seasons of Real Housewives of Atlanta, Kenya Moore has this type of attitude in general. I don't know if it's like a beauty queen pageant thing that they teach the girlies, but she just has this air about herself, this attitude when she walks into a room. It's just how she is. She's extra, she's over the top, and that's who, Kenya Moore is and has been. So you have been like just begging, 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 begging for her attention, so much so that it has become like obsessive and just like scary, to the point where you don't know this woman from Eve, but yet she has troubled you and got you so panini pressed that you actually sat and had conversations with your family about Kenya. Like that, to me, that's kind of weird. Like, I'm not going to sit and have conversations about a woman I just met or may have rubbed me the wrong way, and I'm gonna be talking to my family about, she just, like what's the reason? Worse, and fans of the show, we watch these shows because we want to see our faves, and we kind of want to see their nemesis go back and forth. New girlies, it's an opportunity for us to either decide if, hey, she's worth rocking with, or B, and get her off. She ain't got it. And for me, Brit, you just don't have it. You have this hard on for Kenya, and it's just been like this whole attack. It's like overly obsessive. You say her tone makes you feel a certain kind of way, which means even if Kenya did handle you correctly and nicely, it still wouldn't satisfy you. Because when she gave you the hug at the Bank Vault restaurant, you said it was a pet. So it's like, please let we the people know what it is you were expecting from Kenya Moore. It's like you've been tapping on her shoulder for this attention, and then you start this entire argument with her at the table. The ladies are playing a game, and you just so happen to ask Kenya these two dumbass. Kenya, can you speak to Brit kindly, please? Oh, I didn't write this though. Who else would have written it? Because nobody else is obsessed with why Kenya is not giving you the time of day except for you. So explain who wrote that. And then when you and Kenya were going back and forth, you did not give her an opportunity to explain that I am kind to not just you, but to all the ladies. Then you had to just take it to the next level. You had to just nuck and buck. And then so much so that Angela, the hostess of the party, was just like, damn, well, my little dinner has turned into a shitty situation. Let me shut this shit down because it's getting low-key embarrassing, and I'm gonna have to apologize to the people that own this establishment that allowed me to invite my homegirls in to have an intimate girls' night in. So you caused this whole debacle, and then Kenya was handling you with style and grace and sophistication, and she was reading you down, and you could not take it. And so that triggered you to the point of escalation, to the point where you pistol popping and trying to pull your whips out and everything like that. Now, as far as the pistol popping situation has, you know, reared its ugly head in, we fans are all divided about, okay, well, I mean, she said it, but she didn't pull it out. Still doesn't matter. Are Kenya's feelings valid that she was scared in that moment, that this woman made a threat to her, that she does not want to be around this woman? You think about it. You in the middle of arguing with someone, going back and forth, and they say some shit like that. How is that going to make you feel? It's either one or two things. You either gonna go get your pistol, or you gonna go call Ray Peanut Man them to come handle a bitch. Now y'all already know it just is what it is. Those are the options. You're not just gonna walk away. And so we watched Kenya handle this situation. She walked away classy. She walked away low key, unbothered. Meanwhile, you ready to shoot the club up, and you, where my husband? Let me call my husband. Where my husband? So you trying to get on the phone to call your husband so he can calm your cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs ass down. Do you see how you allow just Kenya's calmness? Y'all ever have an argument with somebody and they low key getting pumped and they hot and they da 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 just rah 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 rah, and you just calm like, okay, you a peasant. Okay, I'm the moment. You ever just argue with a clown like that, to where they are just so, you have just mind screwed the mess out of them that they don't even know how to act. So their default is escalation. So the ladies really did a good job at de-escalating the situation. Kelly, you are a low-key gaslighter, because the next day when you met up with Kenya, you tried to invalidate her feelings. Kenya was telling you, like, no, I don't want to be around. I don't want to be around single black female anymore. No, she has rubbed me the wrong way. I'm not feeling her. I don't ever want to share a space with her. And Kelly, instead of you saying, you know what, damn, I could see why you feel that way, but what did you do? You invalidated her feelings. Well, Brit's not like that. She's never acted that way to me. Oh, well, now, hello, real time. You and Brit are not talking, right? Matter of fact, you've been talking about her on your socials. So, Miss Mamas, what happened? I can't wait to watch these episodes to see what the hell happened. We see that she then said some ignorant, degrading, disgusting crap about Shamia's daughter, and I take offense to that because I have a child with special needs. So again, y'all letting this, first of all, this nasally nosed scallywag say whatever it is she wants to say, and y'all allowing her to get away with it, and she's not facing any repercussions. She's not facing the ramifications of her actions, pistol popping, da 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 da. So I just think that, to me, is just mind-boggling how single black female was allowed to stay on the show. And then you have Kenya. Bravo has parted ways with her this season because of her actions. Now, Kenya, this is where I feel you went wrong. Like I said, whenever you are on top, baby, there are people who will do anything to kill, steal, and destroy your joy. They will do anything to knock you down a few pegs, to quote unquote humble you, as they would call it. And so, where you played yourself, because we have watched the sweat and the tears and the money that you have put into this beautiful hair spa and salon. And the fact that you had this amazing grand opening where you invited the media, you invited the upper crust of Atlanta to come, included your former Real Housewives of Atlanta friends of the show like Miss Lawrence, other reality TV stars like your homegirl Manetta, just other influential people that are doing their damn thing in Atlanta. You invited them all out. You had your cheering section, you had your little cheerleaders out there. It was just a beautiful sight to see. You talked to the press and the media, and you talked about how this salon and spa is the legacy that you are going to leave for your baby girl Brooklyn. That gave me chills. Like, damn. To know that when this baby, who doesn't even, probably right now, doesn't even understand the magnitude of your hard work, that she will enjoy one day the fruits of your labor. So the fact that you're putting it out there to we the people, we're excited for you. We want to see you win. But you take this opportunity, instead of rejoicing and relishing in this whole situation, you turn it into a shit show where you decide that at the grand opening of your posh, just bougie salon, that you are going to ambush and destroy a damn video vixen hoochie thotty bop. Why? Why? Kenya, you declassed your entire situation for a scallywag, for a non-motherfucking factor. You did all of that. You allowed this peasant, this court jester, this joker to get you to come off of your throne and to join her in the mud. Why? Why? You had been paying her dust. You couldn't pay her a little more dust. You fun. You shade and read for fun. Now, back to single black female. So, single black female, I'm sure after her husband, because she said, this ain't no Hollywood shit. This real life, blah, blah, blah. All this other shit that she was crack-a-lacking and talking about. I'm wondering if when your husband got you home, if he was able to seriously de-escalate you and to have a conversation about your ignorant ass actions and saying some stupid shit like this. Did you once think that, oh my God, me talking about a pistol could actually end in me losing my contract, could end in me losing my job? You probably weren't thinking about that because you trying to nuck and buck and trying to, I don't know what it was you were trying to do. Trying to show your ass. I don't know. Get your social media following up. Not really sure. So, question. Do you all believe that Brit had an opportunity to pause, take a beat, and to actually sit back and think about the way she allowed Kenya to trigger her and to cause her to escalate to the point where she talking about pistol popping? Do y'all think that she did that? Do y'all think that she had a moment to sleep on her bad behavior? Because she automatically wakes up the next day. Oh my God, let me go get some flowers. Let me apologize. Let me go to Kenya's grand opening. I feel like this was a producer plot. Like, okay, we're going to get you to go to the opening because we want some shit to happen. We want, we want the ratings. This is Sweet 16, ladies. Y'all got to bring it. Kelly, if single black female was your girl at the time, since you said my girl, and y'all ain't know each other from Eve, and you talking about you didn't hear her say she had a pistol and you was standing right next to her, and then y'all was talking about security and bodyguards and stuff like that, but you ain't hear her. Liar. So if all this was going on and you knew your homegirl had got into it with somebody, and before y'all got into it, everyone was invited to the grand opening of Kenya's hair salon, why did you sit and think like, hey friend, do you think maybe you should maybe call or shoot a text before just showing up blindly to an event? Now y'all done had words and you about to pistol whip her ass. Do you think maybe a call, maybe a text, like, hey girl, I know we had it out. Do you still want me to come to your event? Like, I'm just trying to figure out the reasoning. Now I know this is reality TV, but part of me is just thinking about like, this shit wouldn't happen in real life. That's crazy to me. And Brit, we know that you were being produced in this situation. We know that when you showed up, the note and the whack ass flowers, we know that you didn't mean none of that. That you were not coming sincere, because if you were, there is no way again that you would have been tapping on Kenya's shoulder for her attention. You was trying to get her to talk to you, and she was paying you dust. Again, if your intentions were pure, it would have just been like, you could have just walked in like, Kenya, I'm sorry. I'm dropping these off and I'm gonna go. No, you had to just continue being in her face and trying to again create a moment and cause some more drama. Woo, child, look at my hair. Woo, look at me knocking off my earrings and cause drama. That's what I feel like you were doing. I don't feel that you were being intentional and really wanting to, how Angela and Shamia were able to squash their differences and start anew and start fresh. You weren't trying to do that with Kenya. We know that. So Yeah, so anyway, Andy, of course, jumps into the mix and he does this podcast where Andy is basically saying, him and his two co-hosts were basically saying in a nutshell.
What happened is that Brit made a comment at the end of last week's episode, like, I have a gun and a whip or something like that. Shows up to Kenya's opening of her gorgeous salon, comes in and brings her flowers and says, I want to apologize to you, and a note. And Kenya totally ignores her, like totally. Kenya gets up and makes her whole opening about who she is, and she starts showing pictures of her
with like poster board that she printed
and this
out.
is like
and one of the pictures is
revenge
her.
porn type.
Yes.
Okay.
One of the pictures is her like,
oral sexing.
Yeah, and so and the Atlanta Housewives are like,
Didn't give a good hot damn about Brit and her pistol popping, whip carrying comment. They were more so obsessing over the fact that Kenya did the revenge porn situation where she showed pictures of Brit sloppy topping some man. Again, Kenya. Oh God. You could have did this at any moment. Any moment. Why did you feel the grand opening where you had a whole hair show taking it back to the Bronner Brother days, and you had the models coming out modeling these different hairstyles? I mean, you were creating a vibe. And then you took what was up here, you declassed it. It was crazy. Again, y'all, we have to get to the point where we gotta stop allowing fleas. We gotta stop allowing flea bites to to truly bother us. Put a little calamine lotion or whatever the hell you put on a flea bite. Put that on there and let it settle for a bit. Then, when it's time for you to scratch at it, make sure you do it when you're not being watched and you're not being critiqued. So that it's just sad. So back to Andy. So again, Andy and his two co-hosts not making a big deal about the pistol popping, but are truly making a big deal about Kenya and the revenge piece. So much so that it's giving that a scheme that Todd is in the process of setting up, because it sounds to me like they are conjuring up ways to maybe file some sort of a suit against Kenya. And Kenya even took to social media and talked a little bit about it. And she was like, how the hell are your fellow co-hosts bringing up and comparing what I did, trying to call it SA. 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 So Kenya is like pissed now because she's like, not y'all trying to compare what I did to what Phaedra tried to accuse Candy of attempting to do to Portia. Child, this shit then just went to another level of just craziness. Do y'all think Andy likes Kenya, the executives? Because if he is cooking up some shit and talking about this shit on a podcast, I feel like Andy is gunning for you, Kenya. So I hope that you have a sound legal team ready and on standby to try to talk about this shit, because it's looking a little fugazi. Now, I want to get to Cynthia. So we know that Cynthia and Kenya were the best of friends, and Nene felt that Kenya came in between her friendship with Cynthia. And so now, since Cynthia and Kenya are the best of friends, now word on the streets is that they are not friends anymore because Kenya feels that Cynthia did not stand up for her in this moment. Now, Kenya, I'm just going to have to say a couple things. Do you want your friends do you want your friends to always tell you what it is you want to hear? Or would you like them sometimes to tap you on your shoulder and say, hey, friend, hey, listen, girl, that move you making, I don't really agree with that, and here's why. Okay? So Cynthia, in that moment, was there for her then best friend. She was there, excited, just like the other housewives were. But the moment that Kenya took the event to Heaux, you could see that Cynthia was visibly upset, kind of got a little teary-eyed, and she kind of said in front of a few people, like, Kenya, you are better than this. You are bigger than this. So Cynthia did express her disappointment. That's cool. We got it on tape, on record. Cynthia was not rocking with it. And I feel Cynthia was probably doing that to save face. Because, you know, Cynthia's podcasting now, and Cynthia is doing a lot of moving and shaking. So she doesn't want to show we the people that she's down with some fuck shit. So basically that's Cynthia CYA covering her ass, okay? But the other issue is, Cynthia, you done already said this once to Kenya. Now you're popping up on Watch What Happens Live and you're talking more and more about it. And then you have Danielle Brooks chiming in while you guys were talking to Andy about the situation. And it's like, Cynthia, you already said what you had to say, sis. Don't talk about this anymore. Don't talk anymore about this. And that's probably why Kenya has not returned any of your calls and text messages, because at this point she's feeling hurt, she's feeling betrayed, and she's feeling like she can't trust you. So I don't know. I hope these two can go back to being friend girls again. But if y'all see, Kenya had posted this video that Nene was talking about enemies and shit. Now, mind you, Nene had initially posted that when she was talking about Cynthia and Kenya. Now, for Kenya to do that shit, that's wild to me. So, I don't know, Petty Bunch. This season of Real Housewives of Atlanta is getting kind of crazy. Do y'all feel like single black female and Kenya both should have faced the ramifications of being suspended and no longer taping? Why or why not? I don't know. In my opinion, in my most humblest of opinions, I feel that if pistol popping Patricia can say, no, pistol popping Patty can say what she wants to say, and Kenya retaliate in that manner, I feel like two wrongs do not make a right. I feel like both their asses should be on the chopping block and should be suspended. But again, that's okay, because see, Little Miss Single Black Female thinks she has won the battle, but she still has a hell of a lot left to fight in this war, and we are going to see how much of a scallywag she is. Like I said, she coming for Shamia's baby girl, and like I said, as a special needs parent. But see, bravo, that's what y'all get for allowing trash to pose as housewives. All right, Petty Bunch, y'all get with me in the comments, and I'm gonna get with y'all in the next video.
He's a good man, Savannah. A good man. He's just in a bad situation right now, and he's trying to get out of it.
Girl, can we gossip? Ooh, can we gossip? Girl, can we gossip? I have tea, can we gossip?